Do you like attacking? Do you like hitting harder while you attack? Well, you're in the right place. I'm here to tell you how to get and upgrade the Fierce Deity armor set in the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. To acquire the Fierce Deity set, you have two options. There's the pay-to-win method with the Majora's Mask amiibo, or you have the objectively more fun option, which is running around Hyrule hunting down the pieces of armor like they're the last copy of Sonic Adventure 2 at your local GameStop. You can find the boots pretty close to the Lookout Landing Skyview Tower, in the ancient tree stump in the middle of a body of water next to Mount Daphne's. If you have access to Susuyai Shrine, that would be the closest and easiest way to get there, since there is a bridge that leads directly to the middle of the tree stump where you need to jump down. Once you're down towards the bottom, find the entrance covered by vines. Head through there and climb up the roots until you see two spears pointing towards another vine-covered passage, and you will find your boots. The chest piece can be found in the Akala Citadel ruins, most easily accessible via the Upland Zora and Ulri Mountain Skyview towers. Once you get here, follow where I'm going to a little hole in the wall that you'll need to crouch through. Once you're in the next room, drop down and you'll be right in front of the chest that contains the Fierce Deity armor. The mask is going to be the most difficult piece to find. You have to travel to Skull Lake in Akala and go through the top of the pillar in the left eye of the lake. You may need to either bring stamina food or elixirs in order to not fall short of the top of the column. Whether you climb or glide doesn't really matter, but I find that gliding tends to be the easiest way to get to the top. You'll want to launch from the Ulri Mountain Skyview Tower or catch a ride on the Fire Dragon Dinraal to get the height you need to glide safely to the pillar. If you have Zonai Wing device capsules, you can drop one in the air and land on it if you open the capsule while you aren't moving the left stick. It's a nice way to gain a lot of ground while also conserving and regaining your stamina. Once you dive into the pillar, make your way out of the water and through the tunnel, either running away from or dealing with the enemies in your path. Break the rocks in front of you and book it to the elevated platform with the chest, and you now own all three pieces of the Fierce Deity set. You can also get the sword by going into Cephla Lake Cave close to Kisinona Shrine with all three pieces of the Fierce Deity set equipped. In order to upgrade the armor, you need to have unlocked at least one of the Great Fairy Fountains following a quest. If you have all four unlocked, that means you can upgrade all of your armor to the max level. I'm not going to be going over that today, but here's the requirements for each upgrade on an individual piece. The first upgrade needs 10 rupees, 1 dragon scale, and 5 Hinox toenails. You need dragon scales from Dinraal, the fire dragon, Farosh, the lightning dragon, and Naydra, the frost dragon. Each piece uses a different dragon's material, so you will need to find and collect materials from the 3 elemental dragons. In order to collect the scale you need, hit any part of the dragon that isn't their horn, teeth, or claws. A good spot to hit them is on the spikes on their back. You can get the Hinox toenails from defeating any Hinox. The second upgrade needs 50 rupees, 1 dragon claw, and 5 Hinox teeth. You can acquire the dragon claws from hitting a dragon's claw. It'll flash and fall to the ground, but if you're fast enough, you can catch it before it flies away from the dragon. You can get the Hinox teeth from both the Hinox and Stalnox across the map and in the depths. Once you've gotten the second upgrade on all 3 pieces, you get a set bonus of charge attack stamina up, which decreases the stamina used by charge attacks. The third upgrade needs 200 rupees, 1 shard of Dragon Fang, and 2 Hinox guts. You get the shard of Dragon Fang from shooting the mouth of a dragon. Don't shoot the top of the snout, since that will just give you a scale. You actually have to shoot at their mouth directly, so jump off the dragon, activate slow time, and use an arrow to knock their tooth loose. It will fall off the dragon in a similar way to the claw. You can get Hinox guts from higher leveled Hinox pretty consistently. Black Hinox tend to give them to me more than blue or red Hinox, and there's 2 pretty good spots for Black Hinox close to the Wrist Peninsula and on the Eris Beach in Farron shown here. The final upgrade requires 500 rupees, 1 dragon horn, and 2 Lynel guts. The dragon horn is pretty self-explanatory, needing you to shoot the horn in order to get the material required. The Lynel guts drop from higher leveled Lynels, and the best way to farm this out is to go to the floating Coliseum in the depths. Follow the path here starting from Nagukoik Light Route. Once you reach the Coliseum, save your game before heading in and save after defeating each Lynel. Bring gloom healing food, which is cooked with Sundelions, since these Lynels do deal gloom damage. Make sure you pick up any items the Lynels drop before you save, since the items on the ground disappear in the event that you do need to reload a save. These guys are really tough, and it's a gauntlet of them, so make sure you're prepared before fighting them. Keep in mind, these are the upgrade costs for 1 piece of armor, and the dragon materials in question are going to be depending on the piece you are upgrading. Farosh for the boots, Naydra for the armor, and Dinraal for the mask. For the dragons, you can find Dinraal coming out of the East Akala Plains Chasm, or just flying around Northern Akala and Death Mountain. The best Skyview tower to reach Dinraal in my experience is either the Ulri Mountain or Typhalo Ruins Skyview Tower, depending on how far in its route Dinraal is. Farosh likes to pop out of the East Gerudo Chasm and hang around the Gerudo Desert. The best towers to catch Farosh with are the Gerudo Canyon and Gerudo Highlands Skyview Towers. Naydra likes to pop out of the East Hill Chasm near Kakariko Village and hangs out around Mount Lynel and East Necluda. You'll want to use either the Sashara Slope or the Mount Lynel Skyview Towers to catch Naydra. If you want to knock out all of your farming in one go, keep in mind that once you gather any material from the dragons, you need to wait about 10 minutes before another material can be gathered. If the dragon is visibly glowing with their spike, claws, and horn lit up, then you can gather a material material. Also keep in mind that each dragon has their own environmental hazards. Dinraal requires you to have either 2 pieces of Flamebreaker armor or a Flame Guard 2 elixir active to not take fire damage around it. Farosh has lightning that will strike around him, so make sure you are not equipped with a metal bow, shield, or weapon when riding around on Farosh. The air around Naydra will be extremely cold, so you'll either need the Snow Quill armor set or a cold resistance elixir to hang out with Naydra for extended periods of time. Like I mentioned before, you can just hang out on one of the dragons and just collect a material every 10 minutes, so you don't have to find the dragons more than one time for each of them. But once you've gathered all the materials, you can fully upgrade the Fierce Deity set, which gives you a total of 60 armor at the final upgraded level. I hope I was able to help you out today. If I was, I would appreciate it if you left a like on the video, as it helps me gauge if you guys like this sort of thing from me. I've been having a lot of fun with Tears of the Kingdom, so I want to make more videos like this to help people in the future. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. My name's KaylieTheLazy. Take care of yourselves.